This is probably the episode one, season one, episode one thing that we saw in the beginning. I mean, it would kind of make sense though, to be honest, because of the uh scene that he was in. I think he peeped it. Cause I feel like Gino's the type of dude to immediately shoot a person. Yeah, I'm like, please don't die. This seems like some bullshit. Bro, please don't die. Wait, is there like no signal down there, like to the Sibyl system? That's not good if that's the case. This also makes sense of why, again, he couldn't shoot the guy and put him out the window or whatever. Shot him out of the window or whatever. That's trash. But why? Just because Gino said so? Fuck that guy. A nail gun is interesting. That's kind of more or less what I expected it to look like. Kind of. A little less technological than I assumed, though. Talk to him. Talk to him. Akane, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Just stay back. God damn. Oh shit, they know how to fight. Hold up. That guy's dead, by the way. His neck is gone. So that's why she wasn't up there with him. Yep, this is it. This is the scene. Nice. So I'm gonna assume most of this is like the prologue, to be honest. Okay, he's dead. God damn. Again, nice. I feel like I said that the first time around. Nice, nice. How many? Okay, we're gonna get a little bit more. Alright, so Makishima looks like every fucking quote bad character from a fucking shoujo ever, or like a shoujo harem or whatever. I'm thinking of one particular guy right now, but I don't. Zero? That's interesting. I'm thinking of one particularly, but damn. Nice. They're looking alright though. Interesting. Okay, but don't focus on him too much though. Like, make sure Makishima's out. Don't kill him, but you know. They committed once. I don't think they will again, and I don't think she has the balls to do it right now. Maybe later, but at worst, at best, she's gonna break out crying, and then he might get away depending. But I don't see how. But well, I do. I can totally see him getting away, but regardless, I don't see her doing it. I'd prefer this anyways. Because if she killed him, I wouldn't consider her any better, to be honest. Like, I say that very loosely, but more or less. Like, I would think less of her at the very most, type of thing. Okay, but are you gonna show us? What if is it nothing? Is it literally nothing? Who the fuck is that? The old bitch. That fucking sucks. Yeah, it's the old fucking bitch. What are you? You're a fucking machine. She's gonna kill you too. You might want to run, my guy. Is she forcing it to? Okay, that's lame. That sucks. Interesting. That sucks. That sucks. That sucks a lot, actually. That sucks. Um. Um. I'm not really surprised that she's an android or something. She might be the sibyl itself, or like a fraction of it or something. I'm gonna guess that the sibyl is some guy, or like I mean guy as in like both female and male. I don't mean guy as in literally a male. Okay. Um, but I think it's just some guy, some dude in there, and he's integrated into the machine. I think that's what it is. I don't think it's nothing. If it was nothing, that'd be very interesting, but that could also be shitty depending on how they pull that off. But I can see it being nothing. But that was just my first thought. That thought in my head is just it's interesting rather than it being a group of people or some guy hooked up to the machine, whatever. Right? That would be very interesting if it was just straight up nothing, or like a single like on some SCP shit, a single computer that just has intelligence or whatever. That'd be very interesting. Regardless, other than that, I don't really know how to convey my feelings to the point where you'll get it. However, Kagari's death is a shame. That sucks because he was kind of my favorite. He's just typical Yosuke type of dude, right? Typical Yosuke, best friend, main character, fucking Hide, whatever, all those guys, all those dudes. He's typical that guy, right? Or like the guy from Kuroko no Basket with the tooth out of his mouth with the thunder dribbles. That guy, he's like that guy too. Like he's like that character archetype. It's a shame. I fucked with him heavy. Well, not heavy. Let me not say that. I take that back. But I liked him, right? I liked him more than really everybody else, to be honest. Um, Fuck the chief. And I'm assuming that this all was more or less the prologue. Like I feel like that first season was hella prologue-ish, and the second season is kind of like, okay, you're about to step out of the door, you've opened it, the light is blinding you from the outside, and the light's about to fade, and you're finna step outside into the actual story. I feel like this is where we are kind of right now. Kind of like well, not kind of like, but a little tiny. Never mind. I'm not even gonna say that because that's not apt at all. But regardless, I might hold this until the end, but I might not. Um, I'm debating whether I should talk about it now or later because fuck it, I'll talk about it now. I don't really. I don't know if it's because I'm reacting to it, so it doesn't like hit the same or hit the same like it would if I was watching this by myself in my own time. Because how I watch it during reactions and how I watch anime by myself are completely different. Um, or at the very least different enough to make a difference, but I would say completely different. So all that to say, Kagari's death didn't. Well, we don't know if he's dead. They didn't show him die. To be fair, however, if he is dead, that death was. It wasn't meh. Like I didn't care, cause I care, right? Cause I like him. He's cool. I care, but it's not as hard. Nowhere near as hard as it could be if we spent time with everybody enough. If we paced it good enough, right? And I've been writing down my critiques or like problems I have with psychopaths every now and again, that I haven't brought up in the discussion parts, and or that I just didn't think of during the discussion, and like I just walking around day by day, doing my thing, that I've just thought about it offhandedly, right? So I've written not like in detail, but like basically the summary of it, and I'm just kind of depending on my memory to try to explain my thought process or whatever, which I feel like I will maybe because I don't have many problems, but they all kind of link together more or less. But it all just really comes down to like if we spent more time with them, if it was paced better, it would be cool. Yeah, this would hit more. Like, right? Because I don't really care about Akane. I don't really care about Kogami. I don't really care about the blonde lady. I care less about Yayoi. And this isn't even like a fuck Yayoi type of thing. The fuck Yayoi thing was like, it wasn't as hard as it came off, right? Like, I don't, like, I'm just like, oh, that was a bitch thing to do. Fuck you. Even then, I take the bitch thing back because it's not even that deep either. Like, it's just like, oh, fuck you. That sucked. Why'd you do that? Whatever. And then it's whatever because I don't really care about her. I don't care about Kokami. I don't care about anybody. The one I kind of maybe slightly maybe cared about was Kagari, and that wasn't even like I care about you type of thing. It was just, oh, you're cool, right? Um, yeah, I'll save the rest for when I like go into detail and talk about it. It'll probably be the final episode, um, of this season or whatever. So yeah, that's about it. Um, I feel like since Makishima straight up is getting arrested, right? Unless he's some kind of a cyborg, right, or android. Because I feel like the chief is an android, not a cyborg, which is just fuck the civil system even more. That makes the latent criminals even more right to some extent. Not all of them, obviously, but I feel like it's in a thing where it's like if the civil system is actually as much as a joke or bullshit as they're putting it off to be right now, it's like, kind of gotta side with the latent dudes more often than not than you guys. However, they are kind of objectively right on average, like generally, right? Maybe I feel like. I feel like, but anyways, back on track. Sorry. Um, I feel like where it's gonna go from here is Makishima, if he stays arrested, it's gonna be a thing of okay, Akane, Kogami, they're gonna find out that Kagari's dead along with the other guy, and they're gonna go. This is all dependent on if the chief reveals herself or not. I don't think she will. Let's say she won't. One, they're gonna report Kagari missing, and the other criminal guy as well. Two, they're gonna find them, and they're gonna be like, oh shit, they were dead. And if they do find him, they're gonna bring Gino into it probably, because the three people that are super deep in it now, because they know that there's a secret part of the base, they haven't physically seen it, but they know. And Kogami was already talking about Kishima about the secret of the Sibyl system. Akane, Kogami, and I forget the blonde lady's name. Her, they're deep in. They've crossed that borderline already. It's over, right? They have to like either tread extra hard lightly or just go, right? So they're probably gonna go. So those three are in deep. Gino is on more or less in like the Chiefs' pocket, for lack of a better words. So depending on if they just report Kagari missing or not, I feel like if they report him missing, this is less likely. But I feel like if they find his body or if somebody like pronounces him dead or whatever, then they'll even more so be, especially it depends on if they find his dead body by himself or with the guy. Either way, I feel like this is more likely than not. I mean, this is more likely to prompt them to do this than if they just reported the body missing. This being they're gonna be like, oh okay, somebody killed him, wasn't us. And again, this is where it's depending on if they find the other guy's body or not. If they find his body pieces, rather not his body, his pieces, my bad. Um they could be like, okay, he's dead. Uh we know that my gun and our guns didn't work up above, so it probably didn't work below. Especially if they go down there themselves, they'll be like, okay, that shit didn't work. And even if they don't go down there, Blonde Lady told them that Kagari lost contact with her while he was down there, so they could probably logically assume that anyways, right? So they'll be like, okay, we don't know what happened down there. Both of them are dead, or one of them is dead. Uh, or right. Somebody killed him. It wasn't us. Who was it? Now they could assume it was one of Makishima's guys, but how would he do that if he can't use a Dominator? One, two. Makishima's in their custody. I'm sure. I ain't gonna say I'm sure, but depending on what they do with him immediately, if they give him to Gino and Gino gives him to the chief, like if they give him to the chief right away or not, Makishima could plant some seeds on the way over there, right? Or like in the meantime, oh, my guy didn't do this, my guy's dead too, blah 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 blah. He could plant some seeds, and I could see it going in a direction of Makishima's locked up, and Akane, Kogami, and the blonde girl, and maybe Gino, but nah, I can see his whole character arc going on a thing of my devotedness to the Sibyl system and what happened to other people in the past to make me this way, and him flip flopping and all that stereotypical shit, like him flip flopping of what he wants to do and giving information whether he wants to be a double agent or not, and blah blah blah. If or when he finds out about what happened to everybody, or like what Akane them are doing about this, what they're doing to like find out the truth about the Sibyl system, all that shit, right? I can see his co-character doing that shit. I don't like that. I ain't gonna say I'm not gonna say I don't like that, but that'll be kind of meh to me. I'm not gonna lie. If that goes about, the way that I'm thinking. Sorry, back on track again. But yeah, I can see it going in a direction of Makishima being locked up, him feeding them eggs, and them slowly not turning, but being more like, okay, sure, on a Makishima, like they're like more willing to accept his help over time and turn over a new leaf, so to speak, kind of, but not completely. I can see that happening. Maybe him corrupting one of the two. I can see the chief cracking down on that specific division. Um, Damn, that's crazy. I didn't even think about this. Not Gino. Yayoi is not in that shit at all. Where the fuck is she, by the way? Yayoi is not gonna be on that either. So she's kind of she's kind of like a weird, wild, like in the middle card. Um, but with her, like, with the whole thing that I discussed like last episode, with how, not last episode, but like the Yayoi episode, um, with me kind of like not knowing what they want to do with their character, so to speak, more or less, they could use this opportunity with the setup of her backstory to set up the whole, oh well, I'm for the civil system, so I'm on Gino's side, and by proxy the chief's side. So we could do this weird split thing where it's like Akane. This isn't where I think it's going, but this is just train of thought now. By the way, like I've just totally like this isn't necessarily where I think it's going. Where I thought it was going, stopped at like the whole Makishima being in prison or whatever, feeding them like tidbits and shit and blah blah blah. That's kind of where it stopped. Now this is just train of thought. Okay, to clarify. But yeah, I could see it being a thing of Akane, blonde lady, Kogami, on like more or less Makishima side, kind of like, right. In the sense that, oh fuck the civil system, or like or at the very least the civil system not as perfect or cracked up as people, you know say. Did that make any whatever? It's not as cracked up as people say it is, right? It's not as cracked up as it used to be. Is that the saying? Whatever. You know what the fuck I mean. Um, Blonde lady, Kogami, Akane on like more or less Makishima side, and then the chief side, Yayoi. If they want to push that narrative, that she's like a for the system gurgler or whatever, like dick rider. Uh, Gino, Yayoi, and okay, the old man. I don't see him joining. I really see him being like a weird bridge. I don't see him as like one way or the other. I see him being really in the middle, leaning maybe towards the right, being Gino's side. Sorry. Uh, yeah, I don't really. I don't know. I don't see. Yeah, I don't see him. Well, Kagari would have been on their side, but he's dead. So yeah, I can see that. Chief, Yayoi, Gino, and then those three in Makishima, but he's in prison. But he's like the informant. And then the old man's like in the middle, leaning towards the right, maybe, but understanding where Kogami them are coming from and being like, damn. And then maybe while Gino is wrestling whether he wants to be a double agent or not, or like whether he wants to listen to the chief and be completely devout to the civil system or not, his dad has to be like, yeah, because we had his thing of I was given a gun and I was told to shoot, and the gun tells me what the fuck to do. Like that shit was trash, and my Hugh like was fucked up because of that. And then we could have, since we got his whole like little backstory thing, we can have him like, and especially because he was like, yeah, there was a time where I was like Akane. We can have a whole arc with him where he like rekindles those old flames and tries to like get his mojo back, more or less, right? Uh, yeah, that could be a thing too, where he rekindles his flames and he kind of struggles whether he wants to choose his son or not, or we can dive more into their like backstory if both of them have like a kind of similar character arc together. Um, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Rekindling the flames versus like picking what side you want to be on. Like I'd say that they're pretty similar, which would be apt because father and son, right? So that'd be a cool dynamic. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Other than that, I don't really see where else this could go. Like I don't really see Makishima realistically escaping, unless one of the characters acts very, 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 very stupid. I don't see where else this could go. Also, like I said, they didn't show Kagari dying, so we'll see. I'm gonna watch it right now, probably.